has been the biggest catalyst this season for the Eagles to make it back to the Super Bowl this season?
I think the collective team effort. I think there's not a weak link on this team. I think every guy put their hand in the pile to help us get here. So I think the strength of our team is why we're here.
You were able to get in a couple times this season while Jalen Hurts was down with an injury. How did it feel being able to lead an offense once again after being a starter in Pittsburgh?
Yeah, it was great. I had a lot of fun. This is a great team to play on. So always trying to prepare mentally the best I can and then be ready on Sunday.
How much have you enjoyed New Orleans so far since your time being here?
It's really cool. I haven't spent too much time down here, so this will be the most time I've spent. Been here for a couple of days now. It's awesome. This night obviously is really, really cool, interesting night. Seeing all the media here and everything that goes into the week, so I'm enjoying it.
What would be the one thing you would want to try and do here in New Orleans before you leave?
Win a Super Bowl.
How excited were you when you found out that you were coming to Kansas City Chiefs and going to be able to play with Patrick Mahomes?
Oh man, I was very excited, especially getting drafted with him. That's a brother to me, and I'm just very excited to be able to reunite with my brothers and go out there and help them do something that's never been done before.
How much extra motivation was it now that you are with the Chiefs in order to go out there and be successful and make it here to a Super Bowl?
Said how much what?
How much extra motivation was it to make it to a Super Bowl with now a contending team?
Honestly, I've always been motivated my whole life, and I was motivated in Cleveland. I'm still motivated here. I just want to win, and that's the biggest goal, and nothing else matters besides winning.
How excited are you to finally have made it to a Super Bowl and get to experience all of this media buzz for the first time?
Honestly, I'm very excited, man. It's a dream come true, man. Not many players get to go to the Super Bowl in their career, and that's what every football player dreams of, is playing in the Super Bowl.
Last question for you. What would it mean for you to get your first ring after so many seasons in Cleveland?
It will mean everything to me, man. I feel like it was meant to be, I guess, to get a ring after everything I've been through. So I'm just hoping for the opportunity to be able to finish that.
What was your reaction to being drafted to the Eagles, knowing that you guys were going to be a contender this year?
Just a blessing, just to be here, be with such great coaches and teammates and staff, and just everybody is great. So it's been great.
What do you think the catalyst was this year for the Eagles to finally make it back to the big game?
I think the biggest thing is just harping on the details and fundamentals and just doing our job.
How excited are you to be able to play for a Super Bowl title in your very first season as a rookie?
Man, excited. All the hard work is paying off. We just got to finish the job.
What do you think of New Orleans so far in your short time being here, and what do you think of the culture and music that comes along with this place?
It's been great. Great weather. It's been great.
Thank you so much for the time. You spent 7 years as an assistant under this Eagles staff under head coach Andy Reid. How has that time prepared you to now take over as the defensive coordinator for the Chiefs with another Andy Reid team?
Yeah, well, listen, I'm indebted to Andy. He brought me into the league in 1999 on that first staff in Philadelphia. And then we were on separate teams for about 10 years period. And fortunately for me, Andy was nice enough to bring me back on his staff, and I'm sure glad I'm back with him.
Coach, any extra motivation for you playing against a team that you formerly worked for on Sunday and trying to beat them for the second time in 3 years?
Well, listen, I think when you get to this point, it doesn't matter who you're playing. You feel really good if you can find a way to win. But I got a lot of respect for the Eagles, and I love Jeffrey Lurie, the owner there. And there's still some people there that my wife and I are really close to. So hopefully it'll be a really good game, and maybe we can find a way to come out on top. That would be.
What do you think the catalyst was this season for the Eagles to make it back to the big game?
Connection. We don't say connection as terms of like just, being buddy and everything, but when you respect the guy that you play with, you go to work and you know that you go to war for him every time, that's what really sets the team apart. And, the closer the team is, the better that they feel.
How big of an impact was Coach Fangio coming to become the Eagles defensive coordinator this season?
It's a huge impact, and just the amount of work that he puts in, the countless hours that he watches film individually with us and everything. It just shows how much he really wants to win. And we never really going in with high expectations and saying what we wanted to do this year and what we wanted not. But at the end of the day, when you get to the point where you get a chance to compete in the Super Bowl, you obviously did something right.
How excited are you to go after Patrick Mahomes on Sunday?
It's going to be fun, man. He's a great player. He's an awesome guy. And when you get a chance to go out there and you play on Sunday, on Super Bowl Sunday against that guy, you know he's going to blow out the fireworks. So you really need to make sure that you bring your A game.
My first question for you, you spent 3 seasons in the Philadelphia Eagles coaching staff under head coach Andy Reid. How has that time prepared you for now coaching and taking over as the offensive coordinator on a new Andy Reid team?
Yeah, it was great. It was really good. I was young. I was a young coach at the time, and so just understanding how he works with his communication skills with his coaches, and then I think the biggest part is just building relationship and trust with them. It's been awesome.
And is there any extra motivation to now be playing the team that you once worked for in the Super Bowl to go out and beat them on Sunday?
Maybe a little bit. Also that I'm from there too, so I think that we might have some friends and family that act like they're rooting for me, but they're really rooting for the Eagles, so I'll remember that.
What do you think the biggest catalyst for the Eagles has been this season in terms of getting back to the big game?
I think it's multiple. As I said before, it's talent, it's coaching, it's culture. It's always all those things. It's a team-oriented culture. We have incredibly humble and team-oriented players. They're not looking for status. Sometimes when people yell MVP in every sport, it drives me a little crazy. I think Saquon is deserving of it. So is Josh Allen. So is Lamar. These are incredible players. Saquon, unbelievable. But it has nothing to do with what we believe in. Nothing. We're all about winning and winning big. And, teams that happen to have the MVP in the regular season often don't win big. So it's not something we really focus on. But I love that Saquon's worthy because he is.
And speaking of Saquon, what was your reaction to being able to sign him in the offseason?
Well, it was something that we thought could be very special. We always hoped to be able to pair an amazing offensive line, skill position players, and a triple threat quarterback with a running back of his caliber. But we've always valued that position, and we thought there was an economic inefficiency, and we always try to look for that, a market inefficiency. It's one of the strategies we have. Sometimes you can pull it off, sometimes you can't. We thought with Saquon we could.
Mr. Hunt, your team has owned the Kansas City Chiefs for a very long time. How proud has it made you to have this team go to 5 out of the last 6 Super Bowls and bring so many titles back home to Kansas City?
Well, it's a huge blessing for our family. The Chiefs have been my dad's passion since the late 1950s when he founded the team. And he was a tremendous competitor. A lot of people didn't think that he had a competitive fire, but he did. But he was also humble and soft-spoken. And I know he would love this era of Chiefs football and the success that we're having. And being here in New Orleans is going to make it sort of full circle for us, since this is the location where we won our first Super Bowl back in 1970.
Darius Slay, you were born in Georgia and went to Mississippi State for college. How does it feel to be back in the Deep South to hunt for your very first Super Bowl ring?
I mean, it feels good, man. Definitely be closer to home. Yeah, man. A Georgia Southern kid, man. That's chasing the dream still. I'm already blessed, man. I'm thankful to be playing in the NFL for 12 years. Man, I'm just taking it one day at a time, but I do appreciate being here.
And Darius, what was the catalyst for the Eagles this season to make it back to the Super Bowl? What was the catalyst this season for the Eagles to make it back to the big game?
We just was dedicated to ourselves, man. We just wanted to be here. We got a great team, man, and I knew this team was capable of getting there, and, we here.
What was your reaction on draft night when the Chiefs traded up for you, and how excited were you when you knew you were going to the Chiefs?
Man, just getting that call, getting the call in general is a different feeling, but getting the call from the team that you actually want to go to is another feeling. So I'm just excited I got the opportunity, and now I'm here.
What has your relationship been with Patrick Mahomes? How much of a leader has he been to you, and how has he helped to develop you throughout this rookie year?
Man, just building that chemistry and just learning each other, that's all it's been, and just constant growth. He's a dog, and I can't wait to get in this game with him.
Travis, if you had a WWE entrance, what would you want it to be?
A WWE entrance? Man. I mean, just coming in like Stone Cold, baby. Hear that glass shatter and just walk down that aisle like a badass.